If adults can commit adultery, does that mean pants can commit? No.
Okay. Hi guys. Okay, so I've been talking to Zach. I've been talking to Quincy, and I'm finally getting some real answers on what's going on with Zach, what's going on with Quincy, what's happening in their household, right? So just looking at that video that you just saw, I think, Zach was probably molested as an adult or as a child, but I think also as an adult. Maybe he woke up, his pants were off, he was violated. That's what this video is telling me. Now, Zach and Quincy have been there. These videos are they're not private videos because they're sent to me on my Facebook. But this is the only way we have to communicate until we build a trustworthy understanding relationship, because I'm trying to get Zach housed. So from my understanding, they're going to end up having to go to a shelter, right? And I'm thinking Zach is so they told me that Hollywood or Demi Lovato or somebody was trying to, or maybe they just used Demi Lovato as a woman. She says she knows, maybe she's trying to say she knows Demi Lovato, right? So sometimes you have to learn how to speak code, see if you can understand what they're trying to say. So maybe they know Demi Lovato and they tried to make Zach into a woman or something like that. So I'm starting to see what it's starting to make sense. Zach wearing Quincy forcing Zach to wear girl clothes and taking videos and pictures, where I'm like, well, Quincy, how come you're not getting out there with him? So I started to get out there, and that's why I put myself out there. Is I'm like, okay, because I know I feel in my heart and know for a fact that this is like my soul. This is my mirror soul. I don't know for a fact, but I know for a fact. I know for a fact because I feel it, and there's an imprint of him in my spirit every day in the morning. And yes, I'm madly and deeply in love with him, but I want to be able to heal him by getting to hear what's going on with him emotionally. Sexual healing is something that helps the human body, especially if they've been molested and raped. And so the spiritual aspect of it is understanding. So I know Zach has been praying for a wife. They don't know how to talk about it. So I'm thinking Zach and Quincy were actually related, right? I could be wrong. And there's a picture that Quincy sent me where Zach is saying that, where Quincy is saying, and I'm pre-recording this, so where Quincy is saying that, look at how her father was looking at her, how she looked at her father when she was little. So let me show you guys a picture. So in this image, you see the baby is looking. So she's put, watching my daughter look at my dad the same way I did when I was a baby. That's a little concerning to me, because the baby is looking at her grandfather like like she's afraid. It's not, it doesn't look, and it's the timing that Quincy sent me this picture right now that we're talking. I've never seen these pictures before. They came from videos to pictures. So they're taking literal snapshots and trying to communicate to me through snapshots. Now, it's very important to be sensitive to these topics, because I'm trying to find a way to get Zach and Quincy the help that they need, so they can get out of their parents' house if that's where they're living. Because like I said, they're acting, and they've been trying to make it clear that all this is acting. That's how they make their money. I've been staying on top of Zach and Quincy, talking to Zach specifically while I'm angry. I've been angry with Quincy because I didn't like the way Quincy was mistreating Zach. But it looks like what Quincy is saying is she probably was molested as a child, right? So I'm like, why is Quincy angry at Zach? I don't understand. Is it because she's not giving him sex? What's going on? Was Quincy molesting Zach? Was Quincy forcing Zach to have sex with her because she's like, hey, here? Or maybe they were forced to have sex with each other so their parents can watch. Maybe they were raised this way to behave this way. And when they grew up, they ended up getting married because they were going to turn Zach into a girl, whore him out or something like that. This is the messages, the subliminal messages that I've been literally getting from Quincy, right? So she's showing her nails on Facebook. I'll show the nails. I'll post the nails later. But right now the goal is to get this message and put it on Facebook so I can get some more answers from Quincy. Now, guys, it's not very easy to open up this way. This is what the internet is really for, to try to get people that don't have, no one can believe, no one's believing them, to try to get people to hear them out so we can get them the help that they need. Just because someone has a smile on their face, just because someone looks nice and clean, doesn't mean they're going through the best. In the rich world, not saying that they're rich, but in the white world, or any world where there's intelligence, it's not just white world, it's any world where there is intelligence. Everybody knows that when someone looks clean, they look okay. It doesn't always mean that they are okay, right? Because there are bruises that can be in places where you can't see them, etc., etc. So looking at the video that Zach posted. So for those of you who might not understand what's going on, what he's trying to say, because I did see in the comments people are laughing, not really necessarily laughing. One person laughed and said, oh, I don't mean to laugh. Another person, people are kind of clueless. They're probably drinking. Like I said, when you're under the influence, you don't really hear the messages properly or really understand when someone is crying out for help. People think that people that get on social media are just people that are actors and fakers. No, some people have real life stories. It's how they survive. They will pretend to be married because that's their only form of income, is what I read in one of the comments on Facebook. I mean, that's how they make their money. That's what somebody said on Facebook, and I was like, okay. So somebody tried to also communicate and say, and what reminding me to be a little bit more sensitive to the topic, because she said, try to understand something. I have to read. I'm overwhelmed, by the way. My shoulders, everything. I got to fix my bed. I'm trying to fix the space up. So if Zach is ready to come over in Quincy, like I said, my apartment here, only Zach and maybe the kids can come over and live here until Quincy gets an apartment for them, but Quincy's going to have to end up going to a shelter. So I think they're trying to get away from their abusive household. That's what's happening here. And so the family, the parents, this is another picture, a random picture that I've never seen, that Quincy finally opened up. Now, let me tell you, it took me really opening up, and not necessarily, I wasn't saying mean things to Quincy. I was being honest about how she's being cruel to Zach. And I said, and when you point out somebody's facts about what somebody's doing, they're going to start opening up more to defend themselves, because Zach is crying out for help and I could see it. Right. But Quincy was looking like a bully, like she was bullying Zach, trying to force Zach to have sex with her or something. And if he doesn't, and so I'm trying to understand what's going on here. Look, by the look in Zach's face, Zach looks more like the innocent one. So they might have been molested by their parents, or Quincy molested Zach. That's what it sounds like, because you can hear the molestation in Quincy's voice when she's like, Zach, come here, Zach. Or maybe Quincy has bipolar disorder. She's basically copying what I was doing when I told Zach, hey, here's my I got a bra some new lingerie for Zach, for you, Zach. And so And when I first saw them, I was like, man, Quincy looks like she's related to Zach. They look like they're related. And so when Quincy's sending out a message, it looks like she's sending out a message that's saying that they try to slut Zach out, try to turn him into a girl, transgender maybe. And so I'm watching Zach do these dance moves or act a certain way, maybe reaching out to his black girlfriend, which is me. So, you know, we weren't girlfriend and boyfriend before. Like I said, the soul connection, it's a soul connection, twin flames. They happen to we split everything that Zach, there's a lot of videos that Zach is sending me, and he's saying everything that resonates with me. Like, it's like we made a soul contract, and we when we died in our past lives, we were born again here, and we were supposed to meet here. And you know what I mean? And we happen to have very similar content, very normal, very real, nothing, you know what I mean? So we're like basically just really communicating to each other. So Zach is saying, I want to marry you. I'm going to marry you. I don't want to be with her. They mistreated me. They dogged me out. They treated me like shit. This is what Zach is saying in another on YouTube in a different channel, so that he's not exposing himself, right? And it is okay for me to talk about it, because I have a video where Zach has said, why don't you send these videos? Maybe it can help somebody else, right? Because there's a lot of people that are in need of help, right? So the family, I think there's a lot of incest going on in this family, and Zach is trying to escape it. And they're saying, hey, I found my wife, because they said, if you don't find your wife, then you're going to probably have to marry either your sister or, because that's how it is, especially in families where there's money involved. A lot of times they don't want people to marry. They don't want to marry outside parties, because they're afraid of what that person would do. So I'm telling Zach, like, you know, if we're going to get married, you're going to have to let go of your house. I'm not moving in with you or with your family. I know because Zach is sort of like, he's a big family guy, this and that. But I'm like, you're not a big family guy if this is what they're doing to you. If you're telling me that they're doing bad things to you, and I know you need family, but I'm your family. And I'm like, once we get married, you can't be attached. So I have to bring the Bible to him and tell him, hey, once we get married, you can't be attached to your family. I don't want to visit your family. I don't want anything to do with them, especially if you're telling me that they hurt you. I don't want to see them, because they might try to hurt me for protecting you, for defending you. I don't want to end up in this whole big family issues and all this stuff where my life is on the line, especially as a black woman, knowing that there's a lot of secretly racist white people out there that could possibly try to harm me, right? So I'm like, if we get married, you're going to have to leave your things behind and move in with me. That's how I know you're serious about me and you're not trying to hurt me. And I told him that, and I don't feel like he's trying to hurt me. Zach is like a really, I see God in him. I see a lot of God in him. I don't see this dark person, but if I feel any dark energy, it's just because he's angry and he's hurt. Mind you, Zach is a very handsome guy. So it's no lie that people are all over him. The way Quincy is touching all over him, she's probably trying to send a subliminal message or something. So there are many times where Zach is saying, stop looking at me like that, stop giving me the looks. And there are times in videos where Zach is where Quincy is like, looks like she's promoting Zach, like she's almost like, looks like she's trying to give him away or find him a wife. You get what I mean? But he can't be open. She can't tell people that he's single. They have to play this role that they're married, so only the person that belongs to him is able to figure them out. So I think they have a desire to be figured out. And so that's basically what I've been doing. And so Zach has been telling me, you're the only woman that has ever been on point. Like I didn't even have to tell you what was going on with me. You everything that you're saying is right. It makes sense to me. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, everything that you're saying, like we never even spoken. There's a lot of things that you're saying that, and I'll play the YouTube videos for you guys. Now I know this is Zach because he's making sense. Before it was what's his name? Hunter is more of a poetic person, so a lot of the videos that he might have been making may have been may have been copied, pasted, and copied. So there was a little competition between Zach and Hunter. So Hunter was just not surrendering himself. Maybe Hunter is in a dangerous position or a bad situation where he can't show his face. I don't know what's going on with Hunter, but Hunter was really just playing. He's like, oh, I'm not ready to this and that. And I'm like, well, look at Zach. Zach and Quincy look vulnerable. They look like they're desperate for a chance, for someone to pick them up, support, money, anything, right? So I'm like, well, I'm not really attracted to Zach. At first it's not that I wasn't attracted to Zach. I didn't have feelings for him in the beginning because my feelings for him were blocked. That's what my spirit was saying, which was, you're sleeping. You can't feel, you're numb. You don't feel anything anymore. When I looked at him, I did recognize him, right? I recognize his spirit, his soul. Now here, what's happening with Quincy is they're trying to come up with all sorts of content to entertain people so people can pay them or people can help them pay their bills or whatever. They're vulnerable. And this house might not even be Zach and Quincy's house. I mean, if you look down at the videos, they really look like they're moving into a house, but I think Zach was saying they were getting evicted or something like that. Yeah, like they probably don't have the money. So I do have a picture of that. Hold on, let me see. So Quincy sends this picture. It says Hollywood Studios. Then Quincy sends another picture of evacuation shelters. So she's probably saying she needs evacuation shelters, large animal shelters. I don't know what kind of animals they have, but I know they only have one little puppy. And then she sends this video picture. She's probably afraid. She's saying that this is watching my daughter look at my dad the same way I did when I was a baby. And that's more of like maybe she was molested by her dad, right? So she could have been molested by her dad. And notice, I don't know, maybe we are going to walk outside. Let's see what they're saying here. That's more of a look of like, something bad happened when they were kids. Anyway, so they're coming up with anything and trying to communicate to me. And so now I'm here and, Zach looks bored. He's not really up for too much of what Quincy's asking. And I'm like, why is she wasting so much time? Because they don't know what to do. They're in a bad situation. And the goal is to try to, see what Zach's up, just try to find someone to pick them up, get them out of the situation that they might be in. But the first step to finding out if someone's in a bad situation is honest communication. But they don't know how to communicate honestly if everybody on the internet is always making fun of people. They're not serious. And so when I got out there being vulnerable and serious, now we're finally opening up. Zach finally got a hold of me. We finally started talking. I'm like, okay, now this is making sense. And we didn't, and now I'm starting to get more information on this. So, okay, so the goal is it's not that I don't want to give, so Quincy's saying like, I was, I helped Zach or something like that. And I'm like, okay, that's good. Okay. I appreciate you helping Zach. And if you need help with your kids, I will help you guys. I will take them in. I love Zach, and if Zach has 2 kids, they're going to be my kids too, right? And we're not going to just drop Quincy off in the middle of the street, but I'm telling Quincy that she needs to go to a shelter so she can prepare housing for her and her kids, right? If she wants to sign the rights over to Zach, that's fine. I'll be stepmother. I don't mind. I honestly really don't mind. We're going to just figure out and just make it work. I'm at this point, I don't work. I'm a free agent, which gives me, it's almost like I'm their angel. Like I'm here. I'm going to catch you guys. I have a place. I don't have to work. You don't have to worry about babysitters. You don't have to worry about giving your kids to your parents, where the dad, oh my God, where Quincy had to have been molested as a child by her father. They were probably all having sex with them, with Zach and the kids, and all this stuff is going on, right? So So I know Zach has been reaching out. He said a lot of bad things happened to him. Now let me tell you guys, because I told you guys that this is my twin. I've been getting raped in the spirit for 7 years straight. And so that could be what was happening to him. And I started to receive that message. But because I did, and then listen to this video. So right here, I know what Zach is trying to say. When you see her, you see me. When you see me, you see her. Meaning, bitch, if you taking us both together.
Without her, there's no me.
That's what I'm getting from this, and I believe it, and I'm okay with it. So let's listen. And that's okay, baby. That's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind taking care of her. We can get a 1-bedroom. We can get a 2-bedroom actually. Brilliant Corners would definitely support us. I mean, I don't know how much money you have in the bank account, because the only thing is I'm thinking is if we get married, then I have to continue to qualify for. So we have to figure something out, because I have to stay qualified. So hoping that you didn't save up too much money or do something with that money, or something where you appear broke. Okay, because if you don't, I don't want to get married and then we have a lot of money, more money than we can afford to say that, hey, we have money, we're married now. I don't want them to say anything like, oh, you don't qualify anymore because now that you're married, you have extra money. So figure out what you guys are going to do with it. If you have savings, whatever it is that you're going to do, I don't know what you're going to do about it, but I don't want to leave Brilliant Corners, because we can move in together. But the thing is, I can't work. And when you run out of cash, where are you going to go? I can't lose this voucher. Right? So the goal is for me is to live here as much as I can while I'm recovering, and you can live here with me, because you guys don't have anywhere else to go and you need to leave your family members. So just tell them the truth about your family abusing you and the things that you're going through. I'll be here to hold your hand and try to help you through it, and Zach, Quincy, you have to go to a shelter. You have to go to I know that you're scared. She says she can do nails. And she can. She's really good at doing nails. The thing is, I don't want to see Zach and Quincy arguing in this apartment. I don't want Quincy going around doing crazy things. I don't know this woman that well. By the way she's talking to Zach, she sounds kind of disrespectful, a little bossy. So I don't want like a little bossy girl coming in, jeopardizing my place to stay. So that's why I have to say that Quincy has to go find a shelter. And also, if I would have lived with my family and didn't go to a shelter, I wouldn't have the apartment that I have now. So it's a good thing that she's going to go to a shelter, because then she's going to qualify for a voucher and an apartment. But if you're not inside of a shelter or vulnerable or desperate on the street, they don't help you. They only help people that are in desperate need. I was in desperate need. I was homeless. I was sleeping outside. Path said, we can't take you in if you're living with your mom. So you definitely, Quincy, you have to go out there and do that. I choose Zach because Zach is the love of my life. He's the love of my life. And, you made it pretty easy for me to choose Zach. Zach made it easy too, because he's a sweet guy. He touched my heart. He's sweet talking me, and he's not just sweet talking me. We're really intertwining. Our spirits and souls are intertwining. This is not a game. This is not a joke. Zach is saying everything that my soul. He's basically clarifying what's already on my soul and speaking it out loud. Right? Is confirmation. He has to. Like I said, I've been facing the dark night of the soul, where it was really dark. I felt like my soul was coming out of my body was about to open up. It was scary as hell. And this is the same thing but Zach was saying, that his chest was tightening. My chest was tightening too. And that's probably the body. You guys, we're magical creatures. And whatever is happening in our body is magical. And we're and what me and God were doing, we're activating the magic and breaking the spell, the death spell, using my body. And this is all the crazy thing. You have no idea. And this noise was happening. We had to shut this machine off. It was the scariest thing that was going on in my body. There was these blades in my ears, literal blades I had to touch. There were things that I had to touch so those blades don't cut my face. Like it was scary and I could feel it, like something is cutting my face. Like I was lit, I drank soda and they turned into metal in my body. It was scary as hell. It was scary as hell. So I cannot have Quincy here harassing Zach about video content creating, but I think that I get what she was doing. She wasn't trying to harass him. She's trying to say, hey, I'm going to slut you out. It's your turn. It's your turn. Like, you need to find your girl or find somebody. Do something. What are you going to do? We got to go. We're leaving. We got to go our separate ways. But now Quincy is like putting nails out there. Like she's begging for support. I'm here to support you, Quincy. I want to support you. I like the bestie. Sup bestie. I think it's a really good deal. If your parents are really molesting you guys, I really don't want them. I don't want to do business with them. Right? I don't want to judge them because I think that's what Zach is trying to say. He doesn't want to judge, or he doesn't, but I think he's more careful. I don't want to be around. The thing is that I don't want to judge family members about the things that they did, but my goal is to protect my twin. I can't hold the parents. I can hold his babies because those are his babies. If they're your babies, they're my babies too. But I cannot hold grown adults that can literally go out there and hustle, right? So it's going to be hard. Like I said, it's hard to start a new business. You need employees. You need a lot of things. You need energy. You need to heal. You need to recover. You have to choose to heal over starting your business. Like I said, I can't start a business if I'm not healed yet. So I'll be here to try to support, but when we have to set up a meeting so we can start talking about everything that's been going on. If we talk about it, I'll feel more comfortable if Zach feels comfortable. I can't have... Zach is my eyes and he's my ears. And he's not going to lie to me. He's not. If he lies to me, that's on him. But I feel like I got him I got him pretty good. And he got me good. We both got each other pretty sprung really well, really fast, right? So I feel it in my heart. I don't feel bad vibes from him. I feel like without Zach, I don't know what I'm going to do. I love him so much. And so if Zach says that Quincy's no good, I'm going to take his word for it. But I'm not going to just abandon her, but she didn't abandon him, right? Because it could have been a guy. He could have been raped. He could have been through a lot, so... All right, guys, I'm going to post this, Quincy and Zach, and I hope that you guys respond some more. Keep talking to me. I'm going to sleep. Like I said, my doors are open even right now. I need help cleaning the house, putting things together. You can help. If you can help me with that, you're here. The rent is like dirt cheap. You don't even have to pay rent, literally. I don't pay rent. I pay only $300. But I haven't paid rent in 2 months, so they paid it for me. So I think they're going to start helping me like that. And I've talked to Brilliant Corners, so if you guys keep talking, like you said, like I'm showing you here, I'm a very kind-hearted person. When people do nice things for me, I do nice things for them. I want them people to feel better. I don't want you guys to drink alcohol, beers, acting out. I want you guys to stay sober, please. I don't like yelling because I'm still in recovery mode. And Quincy, I think we could find a shelter for you. I'll help you find a shelter. And in the daytime, if you want to come over and use the pool, take a shower. Right now, Zach really wants me to spend time with him. We don't have time to spend time with Quincy. You had your fun. You had your fun when you were dogging Zach out or making fun of Zach or forcing Zach to do sexual activities that he didn't want to do. Zach feels uncomfortable. Literally storytelling. This is not him. This is him. Nobody comes up with this. He's opening up to stuff that's happened to him. That's not the first video I've seen where Zach has hesitated to give Quincy hugs and is like, please don't look at me like that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Because whatever they're doing is just, I guess, business between him and their family or whatever is going on. So the goal is not to judge them. The goal is try to get both of them to open up so we can really have a conversation on what's going on. And okay, I love you guys. I care about you guys. I don't know you that well, which is why this is a good time to conversate. And guys, if you happen to hear this, I'm not going to post it on TikTok. I'm going to delete it right away. But